Welcome to the Q Music Podcast. My name is Jake, along with my co-host Brian, and here we are today to talk about a very important topic in the music listening world to us.
And to pretty much everybody, I'd say.
Too big that we can't fit it just in one episode.
That's right. We are going to be starting a series here on the Q, which means multiple episodes of the same or similar topic. And what is this series here that we're talking about, Jake?
We're talking about the best albums of the 1980s.
Oh, the 1980s?
The 1980s, those very 1980s.
Man, I made my whole list about the 1880s.
Oh, shit, dude. Sorry, I should have been more specific. You might want to cut the recording, but no, really. No, I really got him, folks. I got him.
I was like, wait, you actually want me to hit cut?
We are going to talk about the best albums of the 1980s. We have 15 of both of our best albums from that decade, but because that would take a while, we are going to split this kind of topic up into 3 different episodes. When episodes 2 and 3 will appear, we have no idea.
Yeah, this is going to be an ongoing series in which we're going to be kind of diving in here and there wherever we want. So next episode probably won't be the next 80s episode.
So today we're really going to focus on at least the first 5 of our list. That is in ascending order. So we've got 15 through 11 on deck for you today. But before we get there, I want to talk about, get us in the mood, right? Put us back in a DeLorean. Bring us back to the 1980s.
Nice reference, Jake.
There you go. I haven't even seen that movie.
I was just going to ask you, and the fact that you haven't, I knew the answer to that.
Got him.
And the fact that you haven't is honestly criminal.
Got him.
Got who? Yourself?
Yeah, probably.
You haven't seen that movie.
And Doc?
Doc who? What's his name?
I have no idea. Couldn't tell you.
I have 2...
Weston.
Weston?
I don't know.
the main character. What is his name?
I have no idea. What is his name?
It's so iconic. It's insane that you don't know.
What is his name?
It's Marty McFly.
I have no idea.
My goldfish's names are literally Doc and Marty.
Rick and Morty?
No. Doc and Marty.
We're going to talk about...
Jake doesn't even know the name of my fish.
I really don't. I'm a bad friend. What do you think about when you think about the 80s? Because me, when we were talking about music videos just a little bit ago, I think about the hair.
Of course.
I think about the hairspray.
Of course.
I think about those giant drums and those big synths and reverb and just everything turned up to 11, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. And you can't have all those without picturing the 80s. And also, all of those are very much common themes in what you mentioned, the music video scene.
Oh, yeah.
The 80s, I feel, was the dawn of the crazy, intricate, and I guess interesting music videos. Whereas most of the music videos beforehand, if such a thing even existed,
right,
were mainly just a filming of the band or artist singing the song. Usually standing on a stage as if you were seeing them live, but more boring.
Yeah, you really feel like the artists kind of went as much abstract more than they could, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is if an artist's music fits a certain style, then I feel like they have liberty to basically make their music video more abstract than their music.
Oh yeah, most music videos are really weird in the 80s.
I feel like a lot of these videos are a way for these artists to go even deeper into some of the meanings of their songs. And we were just looking at a couple of them that we're going to talk about today, and they have pure reasonable commentary about things that are going on during that time, or just literally out in the open. The song might be about it, the lyrics might be saying it,
right? Or they're just weird plot lines that make no sense, and they have no real
weird
rhyme or
spheres,
reason. Yeah, shapes,
circles, and triangles.
Yeah. and vibrant colors for the most part.
Crazy colors.
So what better way to kind of get to the bottom of this discussion about the music videos rather than go into a bracket style breakdown of which one we can crown is the best / most iconic / the number one.
Now, I got to stop you there, Brian. Are we really playing for number one here?
No.
We're really playing for number two because, folks, as we told you, we think that the Thriller video is probably the best music video of all time, let alone the 80s.
Of course, in the 80s, but absolutely all time. So this bracket's really just competing for second place. If you agree or disagree, sound off in the comments because...
Silver medal.
Yeah, this is definitely silver medal bracket because I feel like 99% of the people would be on board.
So why don't we get it started? We have 8 music videos here that we'll list off really quickly. And we had our good old friend, random number generator on Google, randomize these seeds so that no one music video would have an advantage over the other. Here are our 8 contestants today. We have Take On Me by a-ha. We have When Doves Cry by Prince. Rio by Duran Duran. Sweet Dreams by Soft Cell.
Nope.
What?
It's by Eurythmics.
Oh, Eurythmics. Oh, I'm such a fake fan.
Yeah, Jake didn't write down the names of the bands.
Take it away, folks. Take it away, Brian.
Because he thought he was so cool. I can't read your handwriting.
the Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson.
And what is
Living
that?
on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. I'll take it from here. Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. And Let's Dance by David Bowie.
He abbreviated. He wrote L on P.
L on P. L on P. You don't know what that means? We just watched them.
Yeah, I know, but
we just watched them.
But L on P, Living on. Oh, that's
O-A.
O-A. That looks like an N.
I can't even read my
handwriting. That looks like the letter N.
Either way, our first battle here, our first contestants
from the random generator
are When Doves Cry by Prince versus Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson. Now, I'm actually kind of happy that these two met in the first round because I feel like Prince's music and music style and video style, kind of, in a sense, is very much Michael Jackson adjacent, or at least neighborly.
Yeah, I mean, they went head to head pretty much for the entire decade.
So to have that go up against almost like a familial kind of tie there in terms of like music, I think that's really cool. But to me, I don't think there's a question about it. I think When Doves Cry is much better than Rhythm Nation.
Yeah, the music video is way cooler. I mean, there's a story somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
We should have probably prefaced this, but if you have no idea what we're talking about, maybe watch some of these music videos. I mean, the songs are great, so listen to the songs, but the music videos are interesting, so we will discuss those. But if we're referencing things that you don't get, you probably haven't seen the video. So When Doves Cry is a lot more vibrant in color. There's somewhat of a plot or some sort of story going on,
right?
With Doves Cry. Now compare that to the Rhythm Nation. They're just weirdly dancing in black and white in some factory / prison / I don't even warehouse. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and I think you put it like cool when we were watching it. You were like, I feel like it's just so rigid.
It's very rigid. I mean, that's probably
at the time, yeah, I'm sure the style and the breakdancing is sick. Don't get me wrong.
The breakdancing is cool until like they're doing ballet breakdancing, and then this one woman just has nunchucks.
Yeah, but the nunchucks are sick though.
Yeah, but like, where are they? Are they in a factory? They look like they're in the engine room of a ship or a vessel also. And I said this when we were watching it too. Like, the choreography is boring and rigid, and I'm like, okay, what are these moves here? This is not fun or entertaining. They got everybody doing the same exact thing, just in like a pyramid shape.
They got to bust a little bit harder of a move there.
I think so.
Sorry, Janet. We're gonna put When Doves Cry past that.
Yeah, let's take that one.
Our second matchup here, we have Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Miss Lauper versus Rio by Duran Duran.
Okay, now
Start us off.
Just from watching the Rio music video, like, I like Duran Duran. I've been listening to them for quite some time. Shout out to my father because he's been playing them since I was in diapers.
Diapers.
Now, I didn't see any of the music videos, just listened to the music themselves. And they're horny. They're so horny. Like,
and
the music
also,
video is crazy. It's just pouring melted ice cream on some woman's butt, like just zooming in on like their bathing suit, and I'm like, oh my god, relax, boys, relax.
So we have to call a spade, right? And we have to say that Duran Duran is noted by a lot of music publications and a lot of writers out there as one of, if not the best music video producing band ever.
Really?
Yeah, they were.
According to whom?
I think it's Rolling
Playboy magazine.
I mean, I'm lying when I say Rolling Stone said this, but I swear I've read somewhere that no, seriously,
You're just making stuff up.
I swear to God, I'm not. Just because I got that one thing wrong.
Yeah, but you're like, I'm not gonna say that Rolling Stone said this, but
No.
Rolling Stone said.
I'm not going to say that they did, but I swear that somewhere I read, read that Duran Duran at first was like the band that was using the music video as the way to like really drive their music and popularize their music.
Okay.
And so with that, I think this is much better than Girls Just Want to Have Fun. However, Girls Just Want to Have Fun is so like uplifting and
It's iconic.
yeah, it definitely is iconic. I hadn't seen it. When I had told you I hadn't seen it, you were like, what? And I was very surprised that you had.
Yeah, everybody has seen this music video. I'm surprised that you haven't.
And that's one of the cases about the weird geometry with the spheres and
strange shapes going on. It's
and just
very odd.
With that, I feel like I have to give it to the like cinematography of Duran Duran on the open sea with the sailboat. You know, like I'm more into that than I am like Peepin' Tom. You know.
Yeah, I guess.
Duran Duran, like, yeah, they gotta chill, but like they had some cool ass videos.
Yeah, but
I gotta push them through. I think.
All right, well, it looks like there's only two of us. So we have a tie here. What do we got to do? Flip a coin?
We're gonna flip a coin, folks.
Okay, so
we're split.
I'm going for Girls Just Want to Have Fun, just for the sheer iconicness, and you're going with Rio.
Pick a side.
Okay, heads will be Miss Cindy.
Heads will be Miss Cindy.
Let's see what we get. Flip that coin. Yeah. Well, now you should have just caught it. You landed it on the floor. Now you can't see it.
Well, now that it's on the floor, we know that I didn't touch it.
Well, I wouldn't accuse you of cheating. What is that? I can't see it.
That is tails.
That is a tails. All right, then Rio moves on a technicality.
Hell yeah.
On a technicality.
All right, our third matchup of our bracket, we've got our 6 and 4 seeds. We've got Sweet Dreams by Eurythmics and Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. Can I start this?
I would be insulted if you didn't.
Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer takes the #1 spot for music videos that have been on MTV while I am watching it. And
That's
those
not
times,
a statistic.
No, it is a statistic. It is like The Good Place. When I die, I'd like to know my statistics of how much music video TV I saw and what songs were playing accumulated time. Because Living on a Prayer would be #1. I swear. Every time I'm watching MTV, that could be really late at night at like 1 in the morning where they're doing the Decades shows. That could be 15 years ago, just in the background in my brother's room. Like any time I feel like, and honestly, like a lot of family events too that we would have like before everybody over, we would just be playing MTV on the like great room TV, just like getting ready and putting out chips and stuff.
Right.
Back in the day, you know what I mean? So I've seen the Living on a Prayer music video way too many times than I would like. So with that, I have to think I have to put my hat in the ring for Eurythmics, which I didn't hate. I mean, I didn't love, but I like it better than Living on a Prayer.
So that whole argument with you saying you've seen it so many times was in the negative.
Yes.
Oh, your tonality and your face it made it seem like you were excited
Because
about
there's
it.
really nothing special about it either.
No.
Like it's the coolest thing about it is that the guy is like floating and like kicking his legs like he's being lifted by that harness.
Yeah, that is cool.
Like that's fun to watch.
But
But
it's-
other than that, the band
Yeah.
members are just doing goofy stuff and
Yeah.
looking at the camera and
Right.
gawking.
As far
They're
as
doing the Jim face from The Office.
as far as 80s music videos are concerned, boring.
Yeah.
It's just the band having a good time, which you love to see it. But it's just the band having a good time at rehearsal, and then it transitions into like a concert, and then it goes from black and white into color. When you think of 80s music videos, you think of the intricate plot, strange cinematography, all that stuff. This is kind of just like a high school band reel, which sounds extremely disrespectful to say, but
Yeah.
that sort of video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and like I said to you while we were watching this, I was like, it's a shame because this is like a really catchy tune.
Yeah, it's iconic 80s song too.
Yeah, so I wish it had a little bit of a better video. The Eurythmics one, it was a little bit like weird and like dictatory at first.
Yeah, I think
With the,
maybe
like,
that's what they were going
slamming
for.
of the wand and stuff.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a dystopian future-esque.
Again with the weird geometry though.
Yeah, always with the
Oh yeah, that weird like a weird cultural appropriation in the middle of it too with the
It was the 80s, baby.
Yeah. You don't wanna talk about that. But
there's just weird, strange cows randomly
Yeah.
also that just in a field with a bunch
So
of
that's
cows the whole
cool.
time. So yeah, I'm voting for the Eurythmics just for the cows.
I'm with you.
All right, yeehaw.
And
So
that-
the Eurythmics move on for that one.
That's going to round us out with our first round. Our last two, Take On Me by Aha versus Let's Dance by David Bowie. So, both really great 80s songs. I think I've heard Take On Me too many times than I would want. Like, I think I've played that to like my capacity in my life.
Same.
I don't think I'm ever going to willingly put that song on ever.
Fair.
Maybe
fair.
in like 30 years where I'm like, that was cool.
Very specific. But I mean,
But-
every 80s playlist or anything like that, the song is on there for sure.
This music video was kind of crazy.
It was very cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Interesting idea. I mean, at first it starts out with just some pencil sketches, but then it goes, oh, this girl's just sitting in a diner reading a comic book, and then all of a sudden, ooh, who's this sexy drawing?
And why does he want me?
Yeah, the sexy drawing wants me. Look at him looking at me, those eyes. And then this dude crawls out of the comic book, and then she goes into the comic
And then
book.
we got a chase scene on our hands.
there's a
Just like
chase
that.
scene.
Someone's like hitting you with a wrench.
Yeah, and then the sexy drawing gets beat with a wrench. It was very strange, but cool.
But I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I like when music videos have these weird plots, and no other decade had weird plots like the 80s music video.
And hats off to David Bowie too, because I liked that music video as well. Let's Dance had some moments where you definitely saw like a class consciousness battle going on. So definitely comments on like a greater issue there. But in the end,
Entertainment.
Yeah. I hit that note, right?
What was that?
The
A
note
smoke
in
alarm?
Take On Me. I hit that.
Yes, you did hit that.
So I
But
think-
you only did that one note. I didn't know the context because we're talking about Let's Dance too.
I think we can safely put Take On Me
Yeah.
into the next round.
For sure. Oh my god.
So we've got 3 more matchups on the way. With our winners of the 5 versus 2, we had When Doves Cry, and our winner of the 7-3, we had Rio. So we've got When Doves Cry versus Rio.
Two very different. When Doves Cry is very like serious, meta, and somber.
Yeah.
And it's just like Prince being weird.
Yeah,
And
but also like genius.
right. And then on the other hand with Rio, you're like, hey, look, boobs. That's that.
Ice cream on boobs.
Yeah. So it's two very different music videos.
I don't know if I could go. I don't know if I could go with Rio over When Doves Cry here.
Really?
No, I don't think
You were
so.
ranting and raving about it before.
Well, it I thought it was better than when Girls Want to Have Fun, but I think that Prince's introspectiveness just inches it out a little bit here.
Yeah, I feel like it's more conscious in terms of the decisions that were made were done for a reason to
Right.
convey something about the song or whatever. Again, with the plot, whereas like you said before with the Rio, they're just messing around on a ship,
Right,
and having
right.
a good time, which
Yep.
we love that. But as far as music videos are concerned, I'm going with Doves Cry as well.
So when Doves Cry, we'll move on to the finals, and
boy.
to see what it'll take on, we've got Take On Me. Thank you very much. And we've got the Sweet Dreams Eurythmics song.
Okay. These are going head to head.
They are.
I honestly this cool sketch idea and storyline, as simple as it is, it was entertaining for the Take On Me.
I completely agree.
The other one was strange because it was just very dystopian, and the cows. It was
Yeah.
just like classic, like counterculture '80s sort of. This is really weird, and we're weird. Get over it.
Yeah.
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 Like, I'm not a phase, Mom.
Like Oingo Boingo.
Sure. Always with the oingo and boingo.
Um,
So yeah, I'm going with
And
Aha.
I
Take On
think
Me.
that leads us to where we thought we were going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Our top two seeds, randomly seeded, are now taking each other on in the finals. No pun intended. Take On Me versus When Doves Cry.
Now,
And this is the hardest one.
yes, agreed. But just a reminder, folks, this is for second place.
Oh, right.
Because Thriller is number one. He was number one.
Great reference.
So here's for number two.
Yeah, Thriller is definitely Smitty Werben Jägerman Jensen, but we got to figure out who's
Smitty were yabba blabba berry.
but we got to figure out who's Foxy Grandpa. So When Doves Cry, again, has that plot there, and again has those weird moments where he's just like staring at himself in the mirror or watching himself kiss this girl. Crazy.
Yeah.
Right? But Take On Me, I just don't know where they get the chase scene from, dude. Like, I can't get over just these two weird people just like running after these people with a wrench.
And then beating him to death with it.
yeah, and I even love like the crumpled up newspaper.
Yeah.
And how they throw it out and then the girl like appears near the garbage can
Right.
and the waitress thinks she didn't pay. Like, I love those details, but I can't get over the chase scene.
Like, as a bad thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's adding an extra element to the storyline because you have 3 minutes to develop this whole story.
What was the point of the chase scene if he
Suspense.
could have just he just opens up the white like wall and lets her in. Like, he just
Yeah.
opens up the wall.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he didn't realize he had this power beforehand.
I think I have to put my vote in When Doves Cry.
Wow. We're really going to let a coin settle this, I guess.
Why don't you do the honors? Because you rudely criticized my coin flip.
So, what do you want for Doves Cry?
Tails never fails.
Tails never fails. All right, we're going for tails for When Doves Cry, heads for Take On Me. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. It's a tails.
He was right. Tails indeed never fails.
Never fails, folks.
So the second place award, silver medal, belongs to Prince for When Doves Cry music video. I'm
Yay
happy
for the
with that.
weird.
Yay for the weird. I'm happy with that.
And ladies and gentlemen, feel free to let us know what you think your favorite 80s music video is.
Yes.
Leave a comment. Email us at
Yeah, sure.
theqmusicreviews@gmail.com if you so please.
Yeah. Did we leave anything out? Were there other, songs and music videos that should have been on this list? Let us know.
And with that, we're going to start off with our first 5 of our top 15 80s albums of all time. Start us off, Brian, with your number
Me?
15. Moi? Yes, you. 2.
Okay.
Please start us off with number 15.
Oh my God, no. Number 15 of the best of the 80s, I am going with the 1980 album Uprising by Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Wow, some roots reggae for you.
Yes, I think that, and I think this has been regarded by, let me say, I don't know, Rolling Stone.
You liar.
Yeah, no, I'm
How
not saying it's
dare
Rolling
you.
Stone, but it has been regarded by many as one of the most iconic / one of the best reggae albums of all time.
Totally.
I mean, yeah, Bob Marley and the Wailers is unbelievably famous in that genre and just in the musical world itself. And this album has, iconic songs. Like Redemption Song is huge because that was like a protest song and everything like that for the politics in Jamaica at the time. And a lot of these songs are just so fun. Like Could You Be Loved? Love that song. Classic.
Such a good song.
You can't listen to this album without, wanting to just sit on a beach and enjoy it. And, powerful songs in this too, like I said, for Redemption Song and Work and everything like that. This is probably one of the best reggae albums of all time. So I think it has a spot in the tops for the 80s.
I love the choice there, and not an album that you would normally think of when you think of 80s music.
Exactly.
And with that, I'm going to follow you here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, my number 15 input on my top 80s albums of all time is the February 9th, 1981 input by Rush, Moving Pictures.
Dude, I can't believe that you recommended this at 15.
What do you mean?
Because this is on my list.
Oh, but it's up there? Don't tell me. Don't tell me what it is.
Okay, I won't tell you what number it is.
All right, we're going to have to wait.
But I'm shocked.
Wow.
That this is at 15 for you.
So let me tell you why. Okay? I feel like I feel like all other 14 albums that I have on this list are just a smidge. Some of them I think are much better. Just a smidge better.
Wow.
So
that's high praise.
Here's my thing. I love Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta. Red Barchetta is my favorite Rush song. YYZ and Limelight.
Amazing.
After The Camera Eye, Witch Hunt and Vital Signs are good songs, but they're not like barn burners like the first four and sometimes
Fair.
Camera Eye. I have seen Rush in concert more than everybody else other than St. Pepsi. So
Shout out.
So I literally love this band. Shout out Canada.
Yeah.
And
For producing Rush.
but I have to start them off with number 15. But definitely like a 9 out of 10 album. And that's how good the rest of them are.
Wow, I'm very excited to hear the rest of your list then. If this is at 15, that's wild.
I think even the next one, you're going to be like, what?
Well, I can't wait. So let's keep it on going then.
Go for it.
My 14, you might be surprised at the order of this, but maybe not. This is
Okay.
one of those albums where the A side is fire and
All right.
iconic. And the B side, you're like, I could do without this.
Okay.
My number 14 album is 1981's Street Songs by Rick James.
Heck yeah.
So,
And I totally agree with that. I
Right?
totally agree with that. The first
Absolutely.
4 songs are amazing.
yeah, it's iconic. Like, Give It To Me, Baby, for the opening of the album
Classic.
is unbelievable.
Classic.
And, I mean, it has Super Freak and
Yeah,
everything
that is on
like
the
that.
B-side,
Like,
though.
that is the only one on the
But
B-side.
the only
like,
one.
Fire and Desire is one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life.
It's tough.
Like,
It's tough.
oof. Like, that was definitely, like, if that was not one take, I'd be shocked. Mm-hmm. Because it was, maybe they were like, oh, we need one more song for this album. Let's just record this immediately and put it out now.
Yeah.
Because, like, it does not sound good.
Right.
It just doesn't.
I completely agree. I think that Rick James is in rare form here. Best album he's put out for sure.
Yeah.
His best by a mile, and it loses steam, but
It does.
definitely would be on my honorable mentions. I remember the first time I heard that album, I was in grad school, and I was like convinced that it was the best record of all time.
Which is honestly flabbergasting. If
It's
I'm not
not.
gonna lie, it's great, but
It's a great album, though.
you just heard the trumpets of "Give It to Me, Baby," and you were sold. That's all. It took.
Absolutely sold.
So that's fair. That's a fair point.
So I've got my number 14 here. I've got the follow-up to your... Oh my God, I can't believe it. It is Full Moon Fever, 1989, by one Tom Petty. And the reason...
The late
great Tom Petty. And the reason I put that just above an album like Moving Pictures is because it was able to get me through a really hard time when I was at my last place that I was living. And it's just like a fun front to back album that you can put on, and it's just gonna lift you up, right? Songs like Free Fallin', I Won't Back Down, Running Down a Dream, they're all just all these songs you can bop your head to, drive in the car, and forget your troubles. And I think that was what I needed a little bit more at the time than I need an album like Moving Pictures.
Okay,
so that's
fair.
why it beats it out.
Running down a dream.
You're so bad.
Tom Petty's here, folks. He
I'm
faked his
here.
death, and he's in the studio. He's here.
What do you got for number 13?
Number 13. For number 13, I have from an artist that's very near and dear. But I think I listen to more of their other stuff. It's Paul McCartney, baby.
Pauly D.
Nope.
Pauly M.
There it is. Isn't Pauly D from Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Pauly M.
yeah, it's Pauly M of the Jersey Shore, Paul McCartney. I listen to more of Wings stuff. I'm a big Wings fan. But my number 13 is 1983's Pipes of Peace by Paul McCartney. Not the Wings, just Paul McCartney. So, huge fan. And this is a very, very good, just fun-loving, really just kind of happy-go-lucky album, which I think most of Paul McCartney's solo stuff is like that anyway. Just kind of like a la 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 la, life is good and we're just having a fun old time.
Especially his music with Michael Jackson.
Exactly. The hit single from this album, Say, Say, Say.
Say, say, say.
And Paul McCartney's here too, actually, I think.
I'm all of them, actually.
Yeah, you're everyone. You're
everyone.
everything.
I'm every woman.
Exactly. Shout out Shaka Khan.
Shout out.
So, yeah, Say, Say, Say is like an unbelievable single, and the album isn't as good as the single, which is why it's as low as 13, but it's still a great classic 80s that's outside of close your eyes and picture what 80s music is. I think that Pauly M really fits the bill for this one.
And if you kept your eyes closed and kept wondering what 80s music sounded like, you would probably come across the album Make It Big by Wham, which is my 13th entry
to that.
into my top 15 of the 80s. This is probably one that I've been listening to the most over my life. And it's just got banger after banger, man.
It really does.
Wake Me Up, Before You Go, Everything She Wants, Freedom, If You Were There. And you can't forget Careless Whisper.
Shout out to
George Michael.
shout out to me, not George Michael, to me, because I know how to play that song on the saxophone.
Do you?
I do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's talented, folks.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm George Michael.
What do you got for number 12?
Number 12 also fits into that iconic 80s music sound. Shout out to my father once again for showing this music to me at quite a young age.
He make sure I make it, father. I'ma swerve in the corner. Whoa. Sorry.
What is that?
Don't worry about it. If you know, you know.
Okay, all right. So number 12 for me is the 1988 The Innocents album by Erasure.
Ooh. Good pick.
This is a great, 80s sound. And the opening track, Little Respect,
Great song.
so good. And, Ship of Fools, Heart of Stone, all this stuff is just classic 80s. And if I didn't listen to this when I was like a literal infant, I wouldn't think so now.
Right.
Because like there's some tracks on here that are a little slow.
Oh, yeah.
But like I could put on the album after not listening to it for over a decade and still know every lyric, still know every harmony,
For sure.
every single melody, and that's just because it was just jammed into my brain as a young lad. But the synth pop of the 80s goes crazy in this album for sure.
It does, and I think that that's one that kind of stands the test of time for the late 80s synth pop stuff.
For sure. And that's one of my favorite genres is the synth pop of that era for sure.
Now, I'm going to jump on the late 80s train again. And Brian, I'm actually not sure if you know this record.
Yeah.
I really think you do, but you don't have it rated online, so I'm not sure how familiar you are with it.
All right, let's see it.
On May 2nd, 1989,
Okay.
the Stone Roses
Yes.
released The Stone Roses.
Yes.
You're familiar?
And I like it.
I like it a lot too. I Want to Be Adored. She bangs the drums. Waterfall.
I wanna be adored.
Made of Stone. I Am the Resurrection. All fantastic tracks. One of the first baggy albums I have ever heard in my life.
The first what now?
Baggy albums I've ever heard in my life.
What is that?
Baggy is defined as a blend of dance and funk-based grooves with a laid-back, psychedelic atmosphere. Frequently features jangly guitars, looping bass lines, 4-bar drum patterns, and a hypnotic, carefree feel that originated in the Madchester scene of the late 1980s.
I could get behind that.
Oh yeah, because Madchester, the eclectic dance-infused music and cultural phenomenon from the late 80s and early 1990s, emphasizing drug and rave culture. You know who are huge in them? New Order, which is very tangential to Pet Shop Boys.
I love
you enjoy.
the Pet Shop Boys.
So I went with a baggy entry here, a jangle pop entry from 1989, The Stone Roses.
Love it. Great addition.
Great album.
And apologize for doubting me.
I apologize.
You are forgiven.
Rate it.
Okay. I should. You're right. You got me there. All right. So for my number 11.
11, our last entry of the day.
Right. That Stone Roses was your 12, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So here is the 11. You know, looking at my list, I'm sad that this is not like higher or, in other words, lower on the list out of the 15. But that just shows you how good the other albums are, that this album is 11 out of my 15. I'm going to go with 1986, The Queen is Dead by the Smiths.
She's dead?
She has been for quite some time, my friend.
Those damn Smiths.
Yes, the Smiths. Now, it's funny that you mentioned the Tom Petty album. You're like, this really helps me, it lifts me up and everything.
This album makes me sad.
The Smiths do the exact opposite,
Yeah.
where it reminds me of when I was a little down and listening.
You wanted to be down.
I mean, not really, but
Well, I mean, you were down.
yeah, listening.
You didn't really want someone picking you up.
I guess so. When you listen to the Smiths, that's impossible. There's a couple of songs that you're like, okay, yeah, but then Morrissey's just like, everything is darkness and despair, and
We're all destined to
I'm
win.
sad. But the songs are real good. Even melancholy and sad the songs are. But this album is so good. I mean, it has so many sad songs. Like I Know It's Over is beautiful, beautifully tragic and sad, but fantastic. And perhaps one of the most famous songs by the Smiths is There's a Light That Never Goes Out. That's also from this album. And it's just an overall fantastic album in terms of its beauty. It won't lift you up, that's for sure. So if you're looking for something else as far as 80s music go to really get you moving, this ain't it. But it is, in my opinion, a very much of a work of art.
Well, I'll cheer my listeners up.
Yeah, please
because
do.
You just made them sad.
Yeah, my bad.
I am going to go in and jump in with yet another late 1980s record, 1988, from those Pet Shop Boys. Introspective. This is not my favorite Pet Shop Boys record of all time.
Agreed.
But it is my favorite of their 80s run. I think you and I are both partial to Behavior.
Yep, that's my favorite.
But I think Introspective is a really close second for me. You've got Left My Own Devices, which is just an 8-minute banger. Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of 8-minute bangers, there are 3 more back to back to back. Actually, 4 more back to back to back to back. Domino Dancing, I'm Not Scared, Always on My Mind / In My House, and It's All Right.
Bing, bing,
The
bing, bing,
only
bing, bing.
song on this record that is a little bit skippable is track number 2, I Want a Dog.
He wants a dog.
He just wants that dog, dude. Me too.
Yeah, Domino Dancing is awesome.
So yeah, Domino Dancing like is one of those songs that like I would hear on my way out like to vacation as a kid. So is Left My Own Devices and Always on My Mind too. I feel like that was always on some
mind?
type of always on my mind. On the radio or on one of those mixes that my dad would make.
Yeah,
Just
same.
such cool dance music here. The percussion to all of the different colored and textured synths that the Pet Shop Boys use. You'll hear us talk about them a lot more on this show.
Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of the Pet Shop Boys. And like you said, the dad playlist, that was big on my father's playlist as well. Shout out once again, number 3, to my father for
Willie.
showing me that. So absolutely great album. So well done for the 15 through 11 of the best of the 80s from the Q.
And we're not even scratching the surface yet.
Yes, you thought those albums were good? Well, there are plenty more where that came from that are even better.
So what do you think is the best 80s album out there? Did we already say it, or have we yet to? Do you think we're going to, or do you think we're trash? Let us know in the comments. Email us. Write us those nasty letters. Do whatever you like, and let us know what you think at theqmusicreviews.com, theqmusicreviews@gmail.com, and all of our social media. But before we go, we do always have to give us a recommendation. I'm going to start us out with an album that, of course, we've been saying a lot today in our 80s episode. It's near and dear to the heart. This one mainly because it reminds me of the season that we are about to be experiencing, which Brian always makes fun of me. I kind of bucket my music listening in season or weather.
Yes, he does. That's such a strange metric for listening to music, but you do you.
Strange to you, my friend.
You're right.
Normal to me.
Okay.
Perspective.
Okay.
This is a huge spring record in my book. We've got Tone Soul Evolution by the Apples in Stereo. I have once again put this record in my rotation. I'm obsessed with it right now because every year around March, April, May, when it starts to get warmer out, today was one of the first warm days of the year, the twinkling guitars and that indie rock bliss from 1997, I want that ice in my veins. Give that to me directly, please. Tone Soul Evolution, Apples in Stereo, 1997.
All right, we'll check it out.
All right.
My recommendation for everyone to take a look at here is 2018's indie rock Dancing on the Lights by Aladdin Fox.
Dance on those lights.
Oh, I'll dance on them, all right. And this is just a very good, laid-back indie rock album. It is very, very good. I think they formed in Spain or Mexico.
I think Mexico,
One of those, right?
I think this was one of the few records that you and I feel like discovered together.
Yes.
You know, we were hanging out in our TV studio at college, listening to some new music, and I think that I threw this on, and I hadn't heard it before. It was something new, and we both were like, "Whoa, what the heck is this?"
Yeah, very, very good. And I think the best song there is Caroline.
Oh my God.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Great song, and the more I listen to it, actually, the more I love Games in the Dark.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard this one either, it's not very well known. It's pretty in the dark. But yeah, go ahead and check that out. And thank you again so much for listening. We will be back very soon with our episode B, episode 2, whatever you want to call it, of our Best of the 80s series. But until next time, this has been Brian
And Jake.
here at the Q. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day.
Peace.